Well, as you say, Alex, we've obtained new images which we're about to broadcast, which provide the most conclusive evidence yet that Baynazir Bhutto was shot, contradicting the government's official version of events and adding to suspicions here that it is trying to conceal the extent of the security failure which contributed to Mrs. Bhutto's assassination. It's late afternoon, and a crowd estimated at a few hundred is swarming around Baynazir Bhutto's car. A clean-shaven man in sunglasses is watching at the fringes. He's concealing a gun. The man in white behind him is the suspected suicide bomber. The sniper moves in to within a few feet of Bhutto, who is greeting her supporters. He fires 3 shots. The last bang is that of the suicide bomber, blowing himself up. 21 people in all were fatally injured here. You can hear their cries of pain and shock. Look at the shooting again. As the gunman fires at Bhutto, her hair is lifted. Her shawl is also seen to rise, and she falls inside her car. These images, broadcast for the first time, apparently contradicting the official version of events, which insists that Baynazir Bhutto was not shot. The government says she was killed after fracturing her head on her car's sunroof lever. But many here say both pictures and eyewitness testimony make a mockery of the government's story.
I have seen that Baynazir was gunshot by a gun. I am 100% sure that Baynazir was killed by a gunshot.
That opinion on the street seemingly borne out by the latest pictures of Thursday's atrocity. And as more such images come to light, they will fuel the anger of protesters both here at the scene of the crime and around the country, who feel that they've been lied to by the government, that there's been a deliberate cover-up of what amounts to a massive security failure to protect this country's best-known politician. A surgeon who treated Bhutto on Thursday night said she was shot twice in the head and the neck. You can hear the shots in this footage, and again see the gun. But by Friday, the hospital mysteriously changed its story, saying no bullet wounds had been found. Instead, a government spokesman insisted she'd hit her head against her car after the bomb exploded.
When she was waving, there were 3 shots that were fired. So you could hear these 3 shots that were fired. But fortunately enough, none of the shots hit her.
But look at the car. There's no sign of blood on the silver-coloured sunroof lever. And though the car was damaged, it was bomb-proof. Every other passenger in it survived. Our pictures show Baynazir Bhutto had fallen into the car before the explosion, which suggests she was more likely killed by an assassin's bullet seconds earlier. Today we spoke to a senior Bhutto aide who travelled in the car behind her. She described the government's version of events as ridiculous, dangerous nonsense, a cover-up.
If we look at the proximity of the aggressor to the victim, we take into account which side of the victim the aggressor can be seen. And then we see that the scarf at the base of her head lifts very suddenly without any other related movement. It suggests to me very strongly that there was a concussion on that side, or in other words, it looks very much like she was struck from a bullet on the left-hand side, low down on the head.
To the left of the car, we can see 3 policemen. They're doing nothing to hold back the crowd. There's no doubt Baynazir Bhutto made a fatal mistake when she stood through her sunroof. Yet her aides claim President Musharraf turned down her request to allow British and American private guards to protect her. Officials have rejected calls for an independent foreign inquiry into this assassination, though they've offered to exhume Bhutto's body if the relatives who've just buried her request it.